7 signs you're a highly attractive man. Stoicism, modern stoic. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. You see, the world has it backwards. We've been led to believe that being attractive is all about the things we can show. The car, the clothes, the cash. But a truly attractive man. He doesn't chase. He doesn't perform. He commands respect without saying a word. His presence speaks louder than any flashy display. This kind of man is grounded in something eternal, stoic self-mastery. He doesn't need to prove his worth, because he's already defined it within himself. So, what are the signs you're that man? A highly attractive man in the deepest, most undeniable sense. Let's uncover 7 of them, rooted not in ego, but in timeless strength. Number 1. You control your emotions. You control your emotions, not the other way around. This single discipline is one of the most attractive traits a man can possess. You see, a weak man lets his emotions drive him like a leaf in the wind. He gets irritated when someone cuts him off in traffic. He lashes out when his ego feels bruised. He loses control over the smallest inconvenience, revealing a man who can be moved and therefore manipulated. But a truly attractive man, a modern stoic, is governed by a different law, the law of inner mastery. He remains calm in the fire, composed when others lose their heads, and firm when emotions beg him to react. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote alone separates the average man from the truly magnetic one. When life tests you, through criticism, betrayal, disappointment, or pressure, do you fall apart or do you rise unshaken? The man who stands like a rock in a storm doesn't just inspire admiration, he commands respect without even asking for it. And in today's chaotic world, where outrage is glorified and emotional outbursts are mistaken for strength, your ability to stay calm becomes your competitive advantage. In real life, this looks like staying silent when others argue just to prove they're right. It's choosing patience when your partner is emotional. It's keeping your power when someone tries to provoke you. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Emotional control doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't act foolishly because of how you feel. This level of composure makes you mysterious, respected, and deeply attractive. So ask yourself, are your emotions your servant or your master? If you've been letting others steal your peace, it's time to reclaim it. Stand up and be the man who cannot be shaken. Let your presence speak before you ever say a word. Now, I want to hear from you. What situations in your life have tested your emotional control, and how did you handle them? Share your story in the comments below, because every man's battle is another man's lesson. Share your experience in the comments. Or if you're keeping it simple, just drop this in the comments. My peace comes first. Number 2. You speak less, but when you do, people listen. You speak less, but when you do, people pause to listen, and that's no accident. In today's loud, fast-paced world filled with constant chatter, the man who chooses silence over noise becomes a mystery, and mystery is magnetic. High-value men, particularly those grounded in Stoic philosophy, understand that power isn't proven through volume, it's revealed in presence. They don't chase validation or dominate conversations to feel important. Instead, they observe, process, and speak with intention. And when they do, their words carry the weight of thought, experience, and calm certainty. There's a reason why rooms quiet down when they speak, because their silence beforehand made people curious, and their message is almost always worth hearing. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, captured this truth perfectly when he said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." That quote isn't just a clever phrase, it's a life principle for the modern Stoic man. Listening more doesn't mean weakness, it's the ultimate strength. It means you're in control of yourself, your emotions, and your ego. And that control radiates quiet confidence, which is far more attractive than constant self-promotion. In a society that often rewards those who talk the most, the man who listens deeply and speaks only when he has something meaningful to say becomes rare. And rare things are always valued. Whether you're at work, in a relationship, or leading others, this restraint transforms you into a figure of wisdom and clarity. People begin to lean in, not because you demand attention, but because you've earned it. So if you're a man of few words, don't change, refine it. Learn to speak with precision and let your silence be your edge. In a noisy world, your calm and thoughtful voice will always stand out, and that, brother, is highly attractive. Number 3, you're unaffected by other people's opinions. In a world where social media thrives on likes, hearts, and digital approval, most men fall into the trap of constantly seeking validation. They measure their worth by how many people agree with them, how many compliments they receive, or how much attention they get. But the truly attractive man, especially one guided by modern Stoicism, operates differently. He stands rooted like an oak tree, unmoved by the winds of opinion. He doesn't chase external validation because he's already secure in who he is. His value isn't up for debate. His confidence doesn't need applause. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic minds, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That ancient truth still echoes today, especially for the modern man who's learning to walk with strength and clarity. In a time where distractions are endless and opinions are loud, your ability to remain unaffected, calm, collected, and focused makes you stand out like a lion in a room full of sheep. When you stop trying to impress others, something powerful happens. They begin trying to impress you. Your silence speaks louder than their shouting. Your stillness makes them question their chaos. And your detachment? It creates mystery. People are drawn to those who are grounded, those who do not flinch under pressure, and those who have nothing to prove. The modern Stoic man doesn't just reject noise, he masters his own inner world. And in doing so, he becomes magnetic. He becomes the man other men respect, and women are deeply curious about. In today's fast-paced, approval-hungry culture, being unaffected is not just rare, it's revered. So if you're the kind of man who can walk into a room and feel no need to perform, no urge to people-please, then understand this. Your quiet strength is your most attractive trait. Keep building it. If this message spoke to your heart today, leave a comment about faith. I am a high-value man. Number 4, you carry yourself like a king without saying a word. You carry yourself like a king, not because you demand attention, but because your presence naturally commands respect. This isn't about arrogance or being the loudest man in the room. It's about that quiet, unwavering confidence that radiates from within, a deep belief in who you are and what you stand for. A truly attractive man, especially a Stoic one, doesn't need to broadcast his worth. He walks with purpose, holds his head high, and meets the world with calm composure. His posture speaks of strength, his eye contact shows clarity, and his silence carries more weight than the chatter around him. There's a reason people turn to look when he enters the room. They feel his energy before he even opens his mouth. He doesn't seek approval because he already knows his value. He isn't shaken by chaos, nor does he chase validation. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And this man reacts with grace, unshaken by life's noise. Real-life confidence, especially in today's world, isn't about bragging or showing off material success. It's about being centered. In a world full of desperate noise, be the calm signal. Women notice, men respect it, and opportunities gravitate toward it. It's not just how you walk into a room, it's the message your presence sends. I am whole. I do not chase. I attract. If you're listening to this, and you feel that deep call within you to carry yourself with more strength and intention, start by mastering your inner dialogue. Start by asking, am I walking like the man I aspire to be? And if you are, keep going. If not, adjust. Every king once had to crown himself in silence before others saw it. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced that moment when people noticed your presence before you spoke? Drop your story in the comments below, and let's build a brotherhood of men who walk with purpose, strength, and true Stoic grace. Number 5. You are not distracted by pleasure. You pursue purpose. Most men today are consumed by distractions, scrolling endlessly, chasing after fleeting pleasures, and indulging in momentary highs that vanish as quickly as they arrive. The modern world is built to tempt you, to keep you entertained, but empty. But if you're a man who turns away from the chaos, who resists the urge for instant gratification, you're already operating on a different level. You're not chasing pleasure, you're pursuing purpose. And that makes you rare. That makes you magnetic. A truly attractive man is not defined by the brands he wears or the number of admirers he has. He is defined by his discipline, his focus, and his clarity in a world that thrives on noise. This man understands, as the Stoic philosopher Seneca once warned us, that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Time is the currency of the wise, and an attractive man spends it wisely. He invests it in mastering his craft, building his body, strengthening his mind, and living with intention. He is not distracted by the superficial because he's too busy becoming substantial. He lives with vision and delayed gratification, knowing that anything truly worthwhile, whether it's a strong relationship, a thriving career, or inner peace, takes time and focus. This is the man who stands out in a crowd, not because he tries to, but because he doesn't. His presence is calm, not chaotic. His energy is grounded, not scattered. While others binge-watch, he reads. While others scroll, he reflects. While others escape reality, he sharpens himself to face it head-on. And that inner fire, that unwavering sense of direction, is what draws people in. So if you're a man walking this path, know that your quiet commitment to something greater than pleasure, your pursuit of purpose, is one of the strongest signs of your attractiveness. In a world of noise, you are the signal. Keep going. And if you agree with this, drop a comment right now. I am the man who holds the power. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom, and remind yourself daily, silence isn't distance, it's discipline. Number 6. You're mysterious. You're mysterious, not because you're trying to hide something, but because you've mastered the art of restraint in a world that constantly demands overexposure. This is one of the most compelling signs of a highly attractive man. You see, attraction isn't purely based on physical appearance. True magnetic power lies in the unseen, the unspoken, the unknown. In a culture flooded with oversharing and constant broadcasting of every detail, the man who keeps his intentions close to his chest instantly stands out. People are naturally drawn to what they can't fully figure out, like a puzzle with just enough pieces missing to keep them captivated. Most men feel the urge to explain themselves, to prove their worth with words, but the modern Stoic knows that real strength doesn't need to be announced. He doesn't boast about his plans or seek validation. He simply moves in silence and lets his results do the talking. Like a seasoned chess player, he doesn't telegraph his next move. He patiently waits, calculates, and strikes when the time is right. This subtle mastery of presence makes people pay attention. It stirs curiosity, evokes respect, and builds an aura that can't be easily dismissed. In your daily life, whether at work, in relationships, or social settings, remember, you don't have to explain everything. Let others wonder. Let your consistency, your calm, and your quiet confidence speak volumes. Because when a man becomes a mystery, not by playing games, but by being grounded in self-control, he becomes unforgettable. And in this noisy, reactive world, that is a rare and powerful kind of attraction. Number 7. You live by a code and never compromise it. You live by a code and you never, ever compromise it. That's what sets you apart. That's what makes you powerful. In a world full of noise, distraction, and desperate men bending over backwards just to fit in, you remain unshaken. You don't change your values based on who's watching. You don't water down your beliefs just to be accepted. You don't seek approval, you command respect. That alone makes you dangerously attractive, because most men are like leaves in the wind, blown by trends, opinions, and weak emotions. But you are the mountain. You are the calm in the storm. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And that's exactly what you've chosen, not just to talk about greatness, but to live it. Every day you embody strength, discipline, and quiet dignity. You don't need to brag. You don't need to chase. You stand in your truth. And in a world starving for authenticity, that kind of presence is magnetic. You don't just live with honor, you radiate it. People can feel it. And women, especially women who've seen too many weak, ungrounded men, sense your power instantly. You're not for everyone, and that's the point. You're not common, you're not easy, you're not replaceable, you are rare, and rarity is always attractive. So here's your call. Double down on who you are. Speak less, stand taller, act with precision. Comment below. I live by an unshakable code if you're one of the few men left who refuses to bend. And if this message hit deep, like, subscribe, and share it with a brother who needs to hear the truth. Now take a moment and ask yourself, do these signs truly reflect the man you are becoming? If not, don't be discouraged. Attractiveness is not a gift handed down from the heavens at birth, it's a skill, a presence, a mindset you build every day through discipline, growth, and wisdom. The world may worship the surface, but real magnetism comes from the depth of character, the calm in chaos, the quiet confidence of a man who knows who he is. This is where Stoicism steps in, not as a cold philosophy, but as a code of strength, clarity, and emotional mastery. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." When you walk into a room grounded in peace, your presence speaks louder than words. When you handle disrespect with poise instead of reaction, your energy becomes powerful. Women notice, men respect, and you evolve. Because a modern Stoic doesn't chase attention, he commands it without trying. He listens more than he speaks, takes responsibility without excuses, and leads with principle rather than pride. Remember, people may forget what you said or did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And the Stoic man makes others feel safe, inspired, and challenged just by being fully present. So if these signs didn't quite hit home yet, see them as a challenge to rise, not a reason to retreat. Become the man you were meant to be, not just attractive, but unshakable. Now tell me, what is one Stoic trait you're working on right now? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story.